Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. I received a package. It was a book. I could tell from the outside, oh, this is a book. And I opened it. Not only was it a book, it was a good book. And not only is it a good book, I'm in it. And in this book, I'll tell you a little bit about it. I don't know if I would tell you about it or, anyway, this woman wrote this wonderful book. It's called If the Bough Breaks, When Faith and Politics Bend a Family Tree to Its Breaking Point. And it's by DanielleHensley. And this is the book. And When the Bough Breaks. Now, somebody is going to write in the comments, can you tell me the name of the book again? Can you give me the source again? When the Bough Breaks. When Faith and Politics Bend a Family Tree to Its Breaking Point. And Danielle sent me her book, and she said, I wasn't expecting you to read the whole book. It's really about, white privilege, and it's really written to white people. But there's a passage about you. And she talks about the opportunity to kind of see things from the voices of Black, Indigenous people of color. And she says, one of such social media learnings comes from my morning devotions with Dr. Bertice Berry, a Black American sociologist, author, lecturer, educator, and fellow Episcopalian. Her invitation to her followers includes, hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. Not only does she cozy up into my personal space with her face, when her face fills my entire phone screen, but it's also her storytelling magic that is so upfront and life-changing. She's a stranger, yet she intimately draws close to us, so close you can see the veins in her eyes and sometimes the pool of tears before it streams down her cheek. Her experiences with racism and discrimination are often hard to hear, but her truth is so compelling because it's filled with grace and love that I can't help but stop, listen, and relearn. I started reading this book, and so many parallels, so many little instances of, oh my gosh, I was there. Oh my God, I stayed in the same place that she lived. Oh my goodness, this is da 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 da. And oh, she's talking about this. And there were places she writes so well that my heart would stop in certain places and I could feel and relive those moments along with the storytelling. There was one thing that hit me, that struck me, and it is this realization that what we call white privilege, and I, everybody wants their child to have more privileges than they did. The problem is with entitlement. When you begin to feel entitled to someone else's life, someone's learning, someone's existence, when you begin to interrogate or center yourself in someone else's stuff, and that's not just white. It's white and Black. So I cannot wait to have a conversation. I sent her an email immediately, and it was like morning ramblings. And I heard back from her last night, but it was too late for me to write back because nighttime, brain ain't that good. Anyway, I can't wait to talk with her about this societal thing that we're all experiencing, and we're experiencing it from whatever lens and wherever we are. But and some people say, well, you keep choosing it. I'm like, no. Entitlement keeps happening because there just tends to be more entitled people than there are those who are willing to give and to take and to learn and to grow together. So the learning and the lesson from this book by a white woman who's writing to white people had so much for me that I connected to. And I was so grateful for it, not just being mentioned in the book, but that someone is dealing with this political, it's from the last election, but it's happening now. If the bough breaks, when faith and politics bend a family tree to its breaking point, by DanielleHensley. And it's something that we need to now, I don't think we need to have courageous conversations about them. What's courageous for me is to sit up and let people try to tell me what they think I'm going to do and how they think. What's courageous is trying to tell somebody else's story. That's courageous and crazy. What we need with heart and grace and love is to listen to one another, to reason with one another, and oh, come reason together. When Paul's telling those two women, come reason together. Come, let us reason together. Let us begin to understand the lens through which one another see. And there's a brilliant sociologist, Charles Willie. He was the preacher at the ordination of the Philadelphia 11, which happened at a black church because none of the white churches, the Episcopal churches, were not going to allow it to be there. So it happened at an inner city black church in Philadelphia. And he says that we need to understand that we need the other more than the other needs us. And it's so that we can see into the lens of ourself that we can't see, that hermeneutical privilege of the marginalized allows us to see. And in my own lens, I'm not the marginalized person. I am not, because I've done my work, and I'm constantly doing my work to the point where I know that I am not on the margins of anybody else's story. The story is mine. And if you want to participate and connect to it and be a part of it, which we already are, then we learn to grow and hear and see through that lens. But this book is one of those lenses that I feel that we all need. And I don't often recommend books to folks because I don't know what you read. I don't always know who you are. I don't know how you connect. This is one that I think we need to have a conversation with our own self about our own truths. She does it brilliantly. And then I think we need to have it with one another. I love, though, that she said, let me go back and talk to my people rather than trying to tell yours what you need to do. So many things. I love you.